Alright guys, you're welcome to our next tutorial on deep learning, and today we shall be looking again at cost functions to better understand the cost function concept. And we mentioned in the previous tutorial that cost function is the same thing as objective function, and it's also referred to as the loss function. Essentially, we are trying to estimate how far is our network from the actual target. So if, for instance, the actual true label is y, and our network has a prediction of y hat, so the cost function measures the error, the difference between the y and the y hat. So in the ideal case, we want our prediction, which is y hat, the prediction of our network, to be equals to the actual label. But this is not always the case, but it is our goal to make sure that this y hat is approximately equals y. So there are several functions to be able to measure this difference. One of them is a quadratic function, which is also referred to as the mean square error. Essentially, the mean square error is defined in this formula, where C is our total cost, or you can also refer to as the total loss. The Y high is the actual label for the height instance in our training set, while the y hat I is the predicted or the estimated value for the height instance in our training set. So we get the difference between the y high and the y hat, and in order to be able to avoid the negative that could occur if either of these is greater, we square the difference to eliminate the negative. Another reason why we square is we want to amplify the differences. For instance, if the difference is just 1, by the time we square this we get 1. But if the difference between these is 2, by the time we square it we get 4. If the difference is 4, if the difference is 3, by the time we square it we get 9. So we start getting from 1 to 4 to 9 and to 16 to 25. So as the difference between yi and y hat increases, then the error that is resulted also amplifies. So it's a way of penalizing the large difference to amplify the difference in any small difference between y and y hat. So once we calculate that, we sum up all those differences through the entire training data set, where n is the number of training instances and we divide by n to be able to get the mean of the error. So that is essentially what the mean square error or the quadratic cost does. The quadratic cost of the mean square error is essentially used in regression problem. As you will see in the next tutorial, we'll be talking about the cross entropy loss function, which is mostly used in other tasks like classification tasks. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.